Jerry Rose for NOLA.com at Central High School with Kevin Henry, safety, committed to Oklahoma State for several months now, and signing day obviously fast approaching. You finally get to make that thing official. And how does that feel, really, with this whole process? I mean, throughout your recruitment the last couple of years, to now be this close to finally putting pen to paper?
It feels great. Knowing that the recruiting process is over. You don't have anybody calling your phone anymore like they was at the beginning. And it feels great.
How was the whole process like for you? You at one point obviously were an LSU commitment, and then obviously a change of plans a few months back. What has it been like, just start to finish, to kind of deal with? What have been some of the biggest positives that you've maybe enjoyed through it, and some of the biggest obstacles to deal with too?
Well, I'm gonna start with the negatives. It was very stressful, the recruiting process, because I was once committed to LSU, and you have people in your ear, and you need to stay home and stuff like that. And then as soon as I decommitted, everybody changed, and everybody felt like it was the wrong decision, but they didn't know what kind of thought I had until making that decision.
Yeah.
With the positives, it was a great experience being able to see the different colleges that were interested in you, and seeing that everybody finally recognized your talent. That was a positive part about it.
Would you, if we had talked a year and a half ago and said, you're going to end up at Oklahoma State, would you have ever thought that was probably going to be the destination?
No, sir. It was this summer pass, and I had already had an offer from them, and they were all, even though I was committed to LSU, they was really on me, they needed me down there. And I just feel like if they were on me like that during the process with an SEC school, I feel like they really need me and really want me.
We've talked about this since you committed to Oklahoma State, but just kind of reiterating now with signing day here. What did you really enjoy about them? You mentioned feeling like they wanted you quite a bit and liking that. What else did you like about Oklahoma State, the football team, the campus, the coaches, just Stillwater, whatever the case may be? What did you really enjoy up there?
I really enjoyed the campus. I'm going back to this weekend to see campus more, because last time I went it was for a camp, and I just seen the facilities, and met the coaches, and they're great coaches, and the facility is great too.
Just to kind of explain that, we're filming this a little ahead of time, so by the time this goes up, Kevin will probably already be back from Oklahoma State. But will this be your second, third time up there? How many times?
Second time.
Second time. Looking forward to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned Oklahoma State staying on you when you were an LSU commitment. Have you heard a whole lot from other schools since you've been an Oklahoma State commitment, particularly in the last month or so?
I've heard from Alabama. I think it was Alabama, Louisiana Tech. Who else came by? Missouri, and that was a couple, 3 schools that come right off my head, because there's a lot of them that come through.
You mentioned some of the grief that you got when you decommit and then commit to another school. Has some of that died down? Are you still hearing a lot of that, or less of that? What's that been like, just around whether Central or the Baton Rouge area or whatever?
Well, it died down around the Baton Rouge area, but it's gonna always be around Central. Everybody want me to stay home, but sometimes you gotta do what you have to do.
Do they kind of understand it though? Do they understand that you got to be where it works for you, or?
They starting to understand it, but it's still, with LSU being their favorite team, that's how it goes.
Are you familiar much with Sione Pelele, the running back that's at East Ascension? They call him Boo, that's at Oklahoma State now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Because he went through a lot of the same stuff. That I feel like we're having the same conversation he and I had a year ago. Have you had a chance to talk to him at all?
No, sir.
Yeah, that's kind of the same deal that he said. He heard a lot around town, you should be going to LSU, and he tried to explain to people that. I guess what do you tell people in terms of all that?
I just try to ignore it, try to avoid talking to them best way I can. But if I do have to tell them, it's my decision, it's what's best for me.
More about that, just how good do you feel knowing that I mean, even with some of those obstacles, even with some of the, the hectic times and the criticism or whatever, that you're about to, make it official and be going to Oklahoma State.
It's like I'm happy that it's all over and I know where I'm going, and just don't have to worry about me not having a home, me not having to worry about people down here telling me where I need to go, and that's with that coming to an end. That's great.
What should Oklahoma State folks expect to see from you in the next couple of years?
Oh man, I'm going down there with it on my mind. That's the best way to put it, because it now turns into a business.
There you go. Kevin Henry at Central High School, and for Tom Spicuna, NOLA.com, Jared Roser.